Hi everyone, my name is Maribel, and today is my last day as a counselor here in Merced Adult School. Bittersweet moment. I'm embarking on a new career move to be a assistant principal at a middle school. So, although I will take my counseling skills with me because they will come in handy as I'm going to be managing staff as well in general, so I will be taking my counseling skills with me. But I wanted to create a video, my last video with you guys in regards to just counseling in general. So how to be an effective counselor, school counselor. Here I was a transition specialist counselor. I think a counselor, that was my big hat, and I did a lot of transition support with students. So I really wanted to give feedback or my own personal tips in my last 5 years of experience as a counselor, which, to be honest, my 5 years before that as in the mental health as a case manager really did help me a lot here as a counselor as well. So case management work is definitely something a school counselor will provide. Okay, so why did I become a school counselor? I knew I enjoyed helping others. I knew that I love learning because I was been a really good student since forever. School was a great outlet for me to learn and meet new people. So I wanted to stay in that. I knew that school education was my niche. And I said, I want to be that support for students who may not have that support or guidance at home. So therefore, I decided to be a school counselor. It was either that or in the therapy field. And at first I wanted to be in the therapy, but then, you know what? I really want to be in the schools the most. Why not? So I wanted to talk about what's the role of a school counselor. I wanted to talk about how to really make an impact on your students. And then this is my personal experience. This is my perspective and my thoughts. And maybe it will help someone else out there. So what's the role of a school counselor? Really, the role of a school counselor is to assist the needs of students. You're looking at personal, emotional, physical, or academics. You're either helping them figuring out, what they need to take. You're helping them with their relationship issues, some emotional issues that could lead to, some personal issues, which could be related to relationships. And you can do that by running a needs assessment survey at the beginning of maybe a year or a semester, depending on how often you want to keep, seeing what our students are needing and how they are, it could be every year. One thing that really helped and will be good is having running empathy interviews once a year to get feedback from students on what's working, what's not working, what they really enjoy, what they would like to see. That's the best thing you can do. If you can do a focus group with that or do one-on-one, usually one or the other, you'll get something out of it. And I was able to do that and conduct those empathy interviews, and I got to kind of hear what students are wanting and hearing. So we really want to be educated on many topics, and the most one, problem solving skills, time management skills, stress management skills, dealing with grief, because there's could be a loss of a relationship, loss of death, just losing something. Like recently with COVID, we've lost really touch with each other, and that loss of the being out in public. And then transitioning to college, you definitely want to know what are the nearby colleges and realistic with our students, so you can help them, and guide them through that path. So you really want to be their advocates. Like I was saying, you want to be their voice. Sometimes they don't feel like they have one, and, definitely building self-confidence, which then builds their self-esteem. So that's going to be really important. So you have to listen to what they need. and guide them and support them in meeting those needs. So this is where finding the resources and being able to refer them out, you have to have wear that case management hat that I know I took from where my last job and the mental health field was in the nonprofit community program, and I felt that really, when I came into this position, it really helped, because I really needed to know what's going on in the community and where I can either refer students and definitely educate them on stuff that are important to help them with some skills now. Much needed skills now. So these could be resources to getting food stamps, getting health insurance, getting their clothes, housing, having an attorney, maybe referring them to more further on mental health because they need a therapist, not just a counselor. Remember your scope of practice. That's one important thing. Remember what's your scope of practice, that you don't do more than just helping them with the now and short-term counseling. And if they're needing more mental, like going into depth why they're doing what they're doing, you're looking at referring students to a therapist. Okay, so it is important that you build your network connections with community providers and businesses, because you never know when you'll need their experience or expertise to help our students or their families. So I tend to collect business cards, and I love collecting them everywhere I go. If I do a lot of community outreach, I collect business cards. Hey, I might need you later. Hey, I might need this for a student. So you never know, so collect them. Sometimes you can even get them to donate for future events or fundraisers they may having, which again is tax deductible. So a lot of people, businesses or even people want to donate so they can being able to use that for a tax deductible. Okay, so it is really important that you build rapport with your staff, like students, teachers, your paras, all your staff, your office staff and stuff. You're a team, and without their support and their buy-in, students will not engage, especially with the teachers. So you really want to make sure you're connecting well with the teachers and getting on the same page on what's important and what needs to get done, so our students can succeed not only in the classroom but also the classroom and in their personal lives, meeting their goals. So those are important. Make sure you assess the needs, and then how to really make an impact on your students. This is where we're going to go into nitty-gritty. You really got to show that you genuinely care by following up with them regularly. This looks maybe once a month. We do individual transition plans, and of course, hopefully you don't have a huge caseload. At first I was trying to do some paper one, and then I finally found a Google form. I used a Google form, created folders for each class, and every month I had different ones for each student. And that really, I think, was effective, because it didn't take long and they just logged in. Teachers have made time, 5 minutes every month just to, make sure they fill that out. That's effective, right? So make sure you really know your students by first name. People like to be acknowledged and feel like they're seen. So knowing their names is going to be really, effective, and students really feel that you care and that you know them, and you're not here just for a paycheck. You're here because you care and you want to help them succeed. Running workshops, which is based on their needs. Usually it's transitioning plans, whether you want to go to college, maybe you wanting to know how to figure out finances, maybe you're looking at how to find a job. If you're a student advisor, which I was able and fortunate to be the advisor here for the student advisory committee, really plan for fun events. And that's one of the important things. Have fun, be creative, have fun events. Make sure you have 2 representatives for each of your class. In case one can't make it, the other one can. And always keep, recruiting and selling that it is leadership skills and stuff like that. Plan for something fun throughout the semester or the year. Usually I plan for 2 to 3 things. Look at the holidays: Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, New Year's. There are always opportunity to celebrate. Have a chance just find an excuse to celebrate something and acknowledge and appreciate and learn, because it's always a learning experience. Keep in mind that when it comes to certain holidays, be culturally sensitive, because sometimes people don't celebrate certain holidays. So you can name it something else, like for Valentine's Day, we call it Friendship Day or Relationship Day, or like no, actually we call it the Day of Love, because we all experience love of different ways, and that's kind of be inclusive of everyone. You know, Thanksgiving Day, we don't call it Thanksgiving, is a day to give thanks to people. So, you know, that you can get creative when you're, you know, promoting this and being culturally sensitive to all, and culturally inclusive of all cultures, you know, because some cultures don't celebrate certain things. Throughout this events, whether it's a fundraiser or anything, we plan for an academic field trip once a year. Find something local within 2 hours. You know, you usually get help with that in regards to funds, you know, but you want to, if you're needing to spend money because it costs $30-40 wherever you go, you can help with, you know, by fundraising. We have a talent show. It's nice if you can do a talent show once a year, where you get both staff and the students to be a part of, you know, 3 to 5 minutes. And that's always fun. I know with COVID, you know, we're thinking of doing it in Zoom. That could be a good opportunity. But a talent show, you know, this is where you kind of get to see a little bit of students' talents, hidden talents, or even staff's hidden talents that you didn't know people didn't, or just really have fun, because it's usually during, you know, happens during Christmas time, and people like sing, you know, songs either in Spanish or in their own language. You know, it's about enjoying entertainment. So having that. So like I said, plan for 2 to 3 activities, events throughout the semester. And something to think about, a lot of our students sometimes don't have the opportunity to really experience stuff like this. And so this is a chance to kind of, you know, look forward to food of different cultures. It's a good time to just learn about a game. We did loteria one time for in the Mexican culture, and we were teaching others and learning Spanish, as well as like our ESL students, you know, learning a new language. Others are experiencing learning their language. So it's really nice to just, you know, be giving the opportunity to other students to learn about each other, to learn about cultures, and being, you know, just having fun and experiencing that outside that may not be experiencing at home. Okay, so it's really important, and I've taken that wherever I go, to meet students where they're at, wherever that is. Make sure you're accessible to them, being flexible and adaptable, whether you're doing it through email, whether you're doing through office number. If you have a Google number where you can text and also call, I've, you know, like I said, Zoom, YouTube, TikTok, and then never always follow up no matter what, even if it's a thank you or you're welcome for 48 hours, no more than 48 hours later. You want to make people feel important and that you care. So that's follow up. Follow up is really important, and acknowledging them in every way, even if it's just a thank you or you're welcome. You know, it's always good to acknowledge and appreciate, so students feel important and that you care and you're respecting their time. So don't assume people know who you are and what you do. So always review with students and staff that you know that you're available for support by, you know, maybe doing small classroom presentations, or if it's on Zoom, you know, create and updated yearly videos for students. It could be one in the spring and then in the fall, and then just kind of like what to look forward to for the year, right? That's doing that once every semester, at least in the spring and in the fall. Those are the main ones. Maybe you're doing it to have a shared drive with staff, with resources. Maybe one thing that I would do is create a shell and Canvas. This is what we're doing, or a page in the school website with links and resources. You want to make sure that anyone new just can reach out to you, whether it's, like I said, on the website. They can find you on TikTok, on YouTube. Like, you want to make sure you can be reached easily. So, and never assume that people know what you do and your role. So always explain yourself, what your role is, because some people, and depending on where they're at, a counselor might have different roles. I know that a counselor in elementary and middle school and high school and in adult school or in college, they all have a little bit different roles. So, but at the end of the day, an effective counselor has to have all this stuff. You make sure you follow through, make sure you really care, make sure that you're educating, make sure you're accessible, and make sure you're having fun and showing them the ropes, the fun ropes and stuff on the school. Because sometimes you might be the person that just makes them understand how school works, you know, and just in general. So last but not least, educate yourself regularly. This could be you watching YouTube videos, TikToks, you know, joining Skillshare to learn a new skill, learning Audible or listening to Audible, you know, books, you know, become a member of ASCA, which is American School Counselor Association, attend their workshop, their conferences, which they just had one in Las Vegas, and I was there too. I was like, oh, I missed that. Check out their resources regarding how to stay on top of supporting students, just being able to help students out, because new things happen, new problems arise, and you want to be on top of things and make sure you're in things. Because I know a lot of things happen, you know, we have new TikTok now, and I wasn't into TikTok, I was not into Snapchat, but because I wanted to be a part of the world that our students are in now I'm on TikTok, now I'm Snapchat, recently with TikTok, just in the last few months, and I'm now a big fan because you can use it to educate yourself and learn from experts on there, and it's small, right? But sign up for any trainings to become a better supporter of students. Whenever anything is regarding a student, sign up for it so you can learn and understand, have resources all the time. Always be like, okay, how can this help my student? You know, have a binder, and it's like, okay, in case later a student has any issues, or I have that business card, right? So it's really important that you're always looking to how to better yourself and understanding what they're going through right now, staying on top of news, what's going on with COVID, and you know, right now that's happening. So just be on top of things and really show that you really care, but also have fun and show them that they can have fun while they are in, you know, educating themselves, because our job as counselors is to not only make their learning experience fun, but helping them kind of that education is not just what you learn in the classroom, it's what you learn with people around you, learning cultures, you know, learning new skills that are not the skills you might learn directly from the classroom. You might bring that as like me creating these videos for you. I know it helped me a lot, you know, learning different skills and bettering yourself. It's always good to just how to better yourself to help others. And I felt like that's, as a counselor, you trying to help that person figure out what they're good at and believing in them. That's one thing. Sometimes there might be that one person that believes in them and helps them reach their goals. So that's really important, to assess their needs, their goals, their wants, and then help them reach it, and let them know what it looks like out there and what their opportunities are. Let them decide, empower them, that they can decide based on the information and the guidance that you are providing them. So that's all I got for you guys today. It's been a pleasure, and I'm excited to try this new journey. I might create more videos in this channel, or I might just transition to a different channel and start a new one. But I don't know, maybe it will carry on and maybe have once a month as a maybe leadership skills, because I think that's a big one. That will be next one, because I'll be more of a leader in a leadership role. So I might, you know, once a month create a video on, you know, regarding leadership and being, you know, an effective leader. So I don't know, we'll see where I end up, but thank you guys for being supporters of this channel. I really appreciate it. I look forward to this next part of my journey, and hopefully you guys have learned stuff from my videos. I hope that even if it's just one person that helped, I'm happy. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.